So I was thinking about, how does this thing with men and women work? Women, as I understand it, they dress up and put makeup on and make themselves as attractive and pretty as they can, and it usually works real well on men. Men, they just kind of bumble around, and when they see something they like, they do everything they can to glom onto it, and they just keep that up until one of them says yes. It's got to be different for women, though, you know, to go around looking good all the time in case you run into one man that you would like to attract. Kind of implies that you're going to attract a lot of stuff that you really don't care much about, too. So that's what most of us are, is stuff that they don't care about. Okay, I get it now. Yeah. That explains a lot of the treatment that I get. Yeah, okay. God bless women. All right, well, they are pretty. Now, on the other hand, if you get some woman that kind of shows an interest in you, for example, and so you have to decide what to do. Maybe you just found out that she's interested in you. You haven't even had a chance to look her over yet and think the thing through. Maybe you don't know whether she's attractive or not yet, which is apparently the important thing. What do? So say, here's this woman. She goes, "Hey, I think I'm interested in you. Let's see what happens." You know, whatever she says, it really means that. You know, like "Hi, sailor" or whatever they say. You know, and you go, and then you got to start contemplating your options. Now, option one is to run away, flailing, screaming as fast as you can, disregarding everything else that happens, and just in order to get away and maintain your status quo. That is a valid option, and it is to be considered. It's not a bad idea in some cases. There are some pretty crazy women out there that you don't want to be hanging around with. You know that's true. You've met them. You've met them. Some of them are your sisters. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, the next available option would be maybe to, what if you say, "Oh yeah, that looks good to me too." Then what do you do? I don't think you have to do much of anything. Just be there. She'll do the rest. She's already demonstrated her aggressive tendencies. Just go with it. It'll happen. 30 years later, you'll be sitting around with grandkids on your knee, scratching your head, thinking about them other options. You know. But get yourself a good pastor that'll pray for you. Make it through. You'll make it through. There goes the Walmart truck. Oh no. All in all, it's not that bad of a deal. Another one. Look at that. 2 trucks on 1 stoplight. No wonder Walmart is so good. Birds on a wire. We love them. McDonald's right there. I've already had a coffee today. Y'all pray for me. Okay, I wasn't going to say anything, but here's my plan. I'm going to make these videos for, until I feel sick or something, or until the doctor tells me I'm going to die, or one of those kind of deals, you know? And then I'm going to go through all the videos and pick out just the things that I liked, and make about a 10-second video that really encapsulates my essence as a human being. And I'm gonna, I guess I'll put it back on YouTube as my last video. That'll be it. But if I were you, I wouldn't watch anything till then. It's all going to be summed up just right at the end. So if you're watching this stuff, you're doing it backwards. You're doing it wrong. Go read your Bible. This is kind of eerie. Hear the kids playing over there? The chimney is on a school. I just got done doing a service call in a funeral parlor. I won't show you the name. But eerie feeling. Haven't been in a funeral parlor since my nephew died. We didn't like it much at that time. I sure hope he's in heaven now. His mom told me after he died that, I don't know if this is good for YouTube or not. I'll probably cut it out, but she told me that she had a kind of a, just a strong feeling or a revelation, or I don't know what you'd call it, you know. If it's from God, it doesn't matter what you call it. She had some assurance that Carson made it to heaven right after his death. We were all pretty concerned. The last thing he told me about religion was that even after going to Bible college and studying the Bible thoroughly and knowing it really well, the last year or two of his life, and what he told me, his exact words was, when I asked him what he's doing with the Lord, he said he has a kind of a, I've been there, done that approach to that now. So, don't let your relatives tell you stuff like that. He's only 30 years old. We all knew he wouldn't die. He did. But his mom said she says she knows he's in heaven. I choose to go with that. It hurts too much to think anything else. I got some more relatives I'm praying for. Pray for yours. Nothing else means more than that. Waiting for stoplights, crossing the road, buying groceries, waiting for the bus, waiting for the train. It's all good. Who said that? I think that was in Shay Carl's musical, Famous. I'm not sure what that was all about. Famous, everybody's famous. Yeah, it's kind of a YouTube theme. Let's all put ourselves on YouTube and be famous movie stars. It's probably not going to happen. Besides that, if we were all famous, there wouldn't be any point to being famous, would there? So if everybody's famous, everybody's famous, sort of takes some of the punch out of it. I don't know what you call it, kind of an Okie philosophy or something. Never been to Oklahoma though. We're just trying to fit in, trying to find a way to fit in, you know. It's a big world. Famous, everybody's famous. No smoking. It says right there, no smoking. It's a good idea. Bad for you. That's another interesting thing, that guy back at that funeral parlor. When I first got there, I went around to the back end, I guess. I didn't know which one to go to, which end of the building the office door was on. I went around and kind of rang a bell, and nobody answered, so I came around the other side and went in. And it turns out that that first door that I rang the bell at, that nobody answered on, was the office this guy was sitting in where the printer was that I worked on. And wasn't too long after I got underway, finished my vacuuming up and goofing around in there, looking all printer techy and stuff, so I could give this man a $470 bill for his little printer, which I did. What happened was he popped open that door that didn't open for me, proceeded to step out on the sidewalk and smoke a cigarette. And I got to thinking about the irony of somebody smoking a cigarette right there at the funeral parlor. It's convenient. If you die, you're already there. Funeral parlor guy smoking a cigarette. And he wasn't the guy that had ordered the service on the printer. He did. I had to tell him which printer it was and everything. I figured that all out. I'd brought a fuser and a transfer belt with me, and this one was saying, I need a fuser and a transfer belt real bad. And it was the model on my work order and everything. So went ahead and did it. Charged him $474. Left. Let the man smoke. Taco Bell. I don't understand what the bell means. I understand the taco part. Oh, well, it's shaped like a bell. I guess they ring a bell for dinner down there in Taco Town too, huh? I don't know what that means. Wherever tacos originated, I assume like maybe in Mexico or something like that, but I don't know that either. It doesn't bother me not to know. There's a whole bunch of stuff I don't know. I cannot be labeled a bigot because of all the stuff I don't know. That would indicate something that the person doing the labeling didn't know. Huffy, puffy, luffy, wuffy. How do you love people that are always a-picking on you? You just overpower the picking part with some kind of love. You just remember who God is and what this world's all about. And that Satan is working full time, putting little frustration thoughts into the minds of those people who would love each other if there were no Satan. You know, that's probably just exactly true. I'm not 100% smart about anything, but I just sort of sense that if it wasn't for Satan, we might well all love each other. There's the farm out there. Look at that. It's getting pretty well harvested. Thank you for not killing me with your car. The important thing is to pull right up close to the door that says no parking in front on it and park there. Don't be asking a lot of knothead questions now. Just, I'm telling you how it's done. That's it. There's some definite silliness in me that I don't know how to get out. What should I do? I should probably drive carefully.